can't stop, won't stop, can't stop. Leveling up and I won't stop, can't stop, won't stop. Leveling up and I can't. I'm leveling up and I won't. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm leveling up. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm leveling up. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm leveling up. I can't be stopped. I can't be stopped. I'm leveling up.
You feel my energy, you ain't no friend of me. You say you love me, but you are an enemy. I know it's envy, I know it's jealousy. I know the truth, and what you pretend to be scared. So I'm moving with precaution. Know the type, I seen it off. Yeah. Hella shady, boy, I'm hella wavy. Have them going crazy like a marsh pit. I'm built different, man, I feel different. Even chill different when I whoop side. We laugh and I breeze past, and I might blast on the future. You don't wanna hear my shoe toss. Dance on you with our shoes tied. When they find out that you lie, you're out of time. Tick-tock, homie. When the clock strikes 13 and the day turns into night, they can be pray and grieve as the tears fall from their eyes. Every flower will fade, every face will wrinkle, every casket will close, but you're running out of time. How do you know? When it's time to go? It's run its course. You file for divorce, you hop in the Porsche and get on the road. But how do you know? When it's time to fight, You dodging bullets, death is coming. Might be your time, but not tonight. Yeah, big house, living fast. Yeah, hella women, hella cash. Yeah, I'm not wild, I just figured out every day here could be my last. Yeah, bad and bougie is my lifestyle. Champagne with my feet out. I'm committed every day, I live it. Every day I get it till I'm see now. Yeah, drinking the wine, look at the view, enjoying my time. Chasing the dreams, they say out of reach. Fly to Miami, have sex on the beach. Head to Paris, Eiffel Tower. Dropping the top, smelling the flowers. Grinding the city until it's ours. I'm gonna get it until my time's out. When the clock strikes 13 and the day turns into night, they can beg, pray, and grieve as the tears fall from their eyes. Every flower will fade, every face will wrinkle, every casket will close, but you're running out of time. When the clock strikes 13 and the day turns into night, they can beg, pray, and grieve as the tears fall from their eyes. Every flower will fade, every face will wrinkle, every casket will close, but you're running out of time.
We gonna win. 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 We will win. We gonna win. We will win. We gonna win. We will win. Man, they get so mad when we come back and we do it again. So mad, so mad, man, they get so mad. Do it again. So mad, man, they get so mad when we come back and we do it again. We gonna win. 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 We will win. We gonna win. We will win. We gonna The trophy's mine. When I'm in the zone, the trophy's mine. When I'm in the zone, the trophy's mine. When I'm in the zone, the trophy's mine.
When I'm in the zone, I look at the trophy, I'm taking it home. You already know I'm focused on cold. I look at the post, I aim at the goals. You better be looking up at the score. It was 3-0, now it is 4. Oh no, but where did it go wrong? I told you people in the chorus of the song.
I told you I'm coming for the trophy, yes I'm gon' get it. Cause you're all finished and I'm all business. It's a long minute since a Godzilla kicked the tall building with you all in it. Don't bother me pleading for mercy, just quit it dog, you will never gon' get it. You losing direction, I'm keeping possession of the ball, I'm hogging.
When I'm in the zone, the trophy's mine. When I'm in the zone, the trophy's mine. When I'm in the zone, the trophy's mine. When I'm in the zone, the trophy's mine.
Let me tell you about a story called The Goat. I put in too much work, I never can be broke. A go-getter, I'ma get it while they choke. Everything I touch is gold, that's no joke. I'm going big on big, I mean big on big. I'm having too much motion, putting in work like this. Overtime I'm fit, stacking up my chips. My pen don't miss, bank account on switch. I just ice my bricks, watch me pop my I've been on my grind, I swear I don't miss. I put in work, now I'm the greatest. I got the recipe for greatness. I put in the work to be the greatest. I got the recipe for greatness. I can't slow down, no. Don't do cruise control. I'm always on go. 1 foot out the door. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. 'Cause I'm the GOAT. Race. 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 Ain't nobody like me, no, you cannot do it like me. Ain't nobody like me, ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like me, no, you cannot do it like me. Ain't nobody like me, and I do not mean that lightly. I'm on top. I'm on top. I'm on top. I'm on top of my game. Got the money, power, fame. I'm on top. I can't stop. I'm on top. I'm on top of my game. Ain't nobody in my lane. Okay, 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 okay. Here I come. You should run. I've been putting in the work. Let's have some fun. Okay, 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 okay. Go berserk. Gotta hit 'em where it hurt. I've been grinding since the dirt. I got the #1 spot 'cause I'm hot. The view better when you're looking from the top. It's a party anytime I'm in the spot. Time is money, call me upper echelon. I got the power, so you know I call the shots. My crew ready when we pull up, look like SWAT. I'm the greatest and they know I can't be stopped. I'm on the road, turn me up another notch. I'm on top. I'm on top. I'm on top. I'm on top. my game, got the money, power, fame. I'm on top. I can't stop. I'm on top. I'm on top of my game. Ain't nobody in my lane. Ain't nobody like me. No, you cannot do it like me. Ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like me. Ain't nobody like me. No, you cannot do it like me. Ain't nobody like me, and I do not mean that lightly.
Pennies, pounds, grands, stacks, feet, great, stand, back, stick, raise, face, cracked, fancy that, fancy that. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Eight pounds, grams, stacks, feet, great, stand, back, stick, raise, face, cracked, fancy that, deep breath, intact, unmatched, one catch, now we gotta outlast, face backs, shots, they just got to ask, surely he can't top that. Watch this.
We raise the height to try to fight and leave behind. Cross the lines, divide the time that we define. In the wings, history, this is how we begin. This is how we begin. This is how we begin.
Watch this.
We reach the heights you try to climb and leave behind.
Watch this.
Cross the lines, divide the times and redefine.
Watch this.
Victory in the wings, history, this is how we begin.
Watch this.
This is how we begin.
Watch this.
This is how we begin.
Watch this.
We reach the heights you try to climb and leave behind. Cross the lines, divide the times and redefine. Victory in the wings, history, this is how we begin. This is how we begin. This is how we begin.
Watch this. Pounds, grams, stacks, feet, great, stand, back, stick, raise, face, cracked, fancy that, fancy that. Watch this. Pounds, grams, stacks, feet, great, stand, back, stick, raise, face, cracked, fancy that, fancy that. Watch this.
We reach the heights you try to climb and leave behind. Cross the lines, divide the times and redefine. Victory in the wings, history, this is how we begin.
Watch this.
This is how we begin. This is how we begin.
Watch this.
Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Ooh, nah, nah. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Ooh, nah, nah. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Come and check me out. Come and see what this about. Yeah, this ain't like no other. Ain't no copying allowed. Oh, just wait and see. There's no other part like me. They can't do it how I do it. I might knock you off your feet. Baby, just come get a look. Yeah, I be having them hooked. Everyone all on my line. Attention still a crook. Yeah, I be all on your mind. Like a toupee off the top. Turn on the spotlight. Sit back and just watch. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Sit back and just watch. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Sit back and just watch. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Sit back and just watch. Ooh, nah, 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 nah. Sit back and just watch. Get you a glimpse and you will find no other like this. I'm on your mind, I'm your heart skip. You by design, I stick to the script. Really, I'm mad. I demonstrate. I got the sauce, all that it takes. I got the drip in my DNA, so go get a mob, cause I'm on display. Come and check me out. Come and see what this about. Yeah, this ain't like no other. Ain't no copying allowed. Oh, just wait and see. There's no other part like me. They can't do it how I do it. I might knock you off your feet. Baby, just come get a look. Yeah, I be having them hooked. Everyone all on my line. Attention still a crook. Yeah, I be all on your mind. Like a toupee off the top. Turn on the spotlight. Sit back and just watch. Sit back and just watch.
striving with the odds stacked against me. Mentality good and plenty, cause I can't complain out of respect for the people that sent me. Ancestors, forefathers, family, people that get me. And my younger self just looking at me saying, please don't let me down. If you stumble, fix that crown. And I just do this all for us. Had this feeling in my gut that I had to keep it pushing, cause amazing ain't enough. And I do this for my team, for the heights we couldn't touch. Now we raising up the levels and they trying to reach us. Yeah, I do this all for us. Had this feeling in my gut that I had to keep it pushing, cause amazing ain't enough. And I do this for my team, for the heights we couldn't touch. Now we raising up the levels and they trying to reach us. Yeah, they trying to reach.
I ain't tryna. Yeah, ain't tryna be cool like you. Wobbling around in your high heel shoes, I'm clumsy. Made friends with the floor. 2 for 1, you know I move right for it. And 2 left feet, you know I always drop. First thing a girl did was a bop. And the whole cake and the cherry on top. Shook up the bottom, made a good girl shop. I'm a queen. I'm a boss. I'm a queen. I'm a boss, I'ma shine like gloss. I'm a queen. I'm a boss. I'm a queen. I'm a boss, I'ma shine like gloss. I'm a queen. I'm a boss. I'm a queen. Boss, I'ma shine like gloss. I'm a queen. I'm a my boss. I'm a queen, boss, and I shine like glass.
现场的球迷，最大的掌声加尖叫，献给我们的新北国啦啦队 New Taipei Queens。
All right， 禁卫军们，你们准备好了吗？接下来为各位介绍客队福尔摩沙梦想家球员登入名单。球衣背号0号陈正杰，球衣背号2号马建豪，球衣背号9号吴家俊。 球衣背号11号林俊吉，球衣背号20号简瑞如，球衣背号26号李德威，球衣背号28号卢冠良，球衣背号50号班提尔，球衣背号88号郭国成。接下来是先发球员，球衣背号13号张忠宪，球衣背号24号辛沃克，球衣背号33号汤普金斯，球衣背号34号高博凯。 球衣背号41号蒋玉安，总教练简浩，助理总教练皮尔曼，助理教练赖国林丹尼尔，球员发展总监田磊，领队陈立忠，总经理韩俊凯。
好的，现场新北国王的球迷们，让我们一起把目光移向上方大荧幕，一起来欣赏新北国王冠军赛的形象影片。
Listen to me. You want to know what separates the great from everyone else? Not talent, not luck. It's what you do when everything is against you. Every championship team gets tested. You do not get the crown without the fight. No excuses, no fear, no surrender. Tonight, you walk onto that floor and you show the world exactly who you are. Show them that we are the champions and it's still our crown.
是一个拆炸弹，就将他。
Let's
城堡的各位，告诉我你们 Are you ready？ 接下来进场的是新北国王。首先为各位介绍 Number 2， 这组苏培凯。背号9号，新北飙风玫瑰李凯燕。Number 11， 皇家坦克王柏芝。背号10号，攻守一体，新北飞鹰李彦廷。Number 13， 皇家狙击手南博吕正如。背号19号，皇家大锁榜哥林清鹏。Number 20， 禁卫军弓箭手 Rider 熊祥泰。背号25号，禁卫军高炮塔奶奶 Austin Number 26， 最有勇气的皇家未来之星乔纳森。It's time。接下来为各位介绍新北国王先发5人 ，Starting 5， Number 10， 你的微笑射手 CJ 简佑哲，背号17号，再来一盘我打苏醒。苏世炫 ，Number 0， 禁卫军的带刀侍卫杰伦 Harris，Number 42， 新北战斗陀螺杰森 Washburn。Finally。Number 1， 左右开弓，Joseph Lee， 林书豪。总教练洪志善，助理教练 Thomas Watchman， 林振宇、李维恩，战队的海选魏维，球队经理洪志虎，球队助理李文轩，球队辅导员陈爱佳，首席体能教练张崇新，体能助理教练赵德，宏源邱国凯、吴崇豪，总经理毛家安，执行长陈庆生，董事长王文祥。
Outside is better than what it was, you know what I'm saying? Atlanta, I'll tell you about my run, you know what I'm saying? Hey.
好的，现场的球迷，让我们一起把目光呢再次放到我们的场中央。接下来呢，我们要邀请到的就是我们的新北国王啦啦队 New Taipei Queens， 一起来到我们的场中央，帮我们复习我们的应援教学，欢迎我们的女魔们。好的，我们的女魔们都已经就位完成了。麻烦呢，各位可以趁这个时候拿起你们的台牌扇。当然呢，如果你们有带黄色的国王的球衣或者是衣服的，也可以趁这时候赶快换上哦。好的，接下来呢，我们要来复习的第一个，也就是我们在比赛中最重要的，也就是我们的 defense 防守。地垫上，让我们一起来捍卫王城吧 ，Let's go！ 防守，一起来！防守，防守，防守。 们的 defense 防守。接下来进攻的时候，相信大家都知道哦，你们会听到 DJ 上敲打一个节奏，胖胖胖胖胖，新北国王。没错，新北国王的部分交给你们，节奏记得一起敲打。All right，DJ 上让我们进攻，一起来。新北国王，欢迎你们 ！Let's ride！ 新北国王最后一次，国王，没错，这就是我们的防守以及进攻。接下来呢，邀请大家可以把你们的双手高举空中，因为呢，接下来我们已经实践了2年，好不好？
没有任何时刻比现在更重要。每一次的喘息，每一个空心破网的胜利，都是为了此刻。It's all for this moment。团结是我们的底气，让我们能够勇敢向前拼搏。跌倒不失败，因为我们有再次站起来的勇气。汗水不是代价，而是我们试图登上顶峰的证明。此刻不只是开始，更是所有努力的交汇点。答案始终只有一个，只为总冠军。Nothing but champions。
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, however you're streaming, you're watching the TPBL Finals brought to you by AXN Sports. Tonight it is Game 6. The Formosa Dreamers return back to Xinzhuang Gymnasium to play the new Taipei Kings. Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you tonight's matchup here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium. We return after a Game 4 matchup on another weeknight. Now the Formosa Dreamers, well, they managed to survive one more day. 2 days ago, taking the win without Jalen Harris on that roster.
Yeah. You don't want to give away any games in a short series, but that appeared to be what it was. The Kings played lethargic. They didn't put up any resistance as soon as the Dreamers took it to them, but they returned home, and the Dreamers still have the problem of having to win a game here in Xinzhuang Gymnasium, which they have yet to do in this rival history.
Yeah, absolutely. Their last game win here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium was actually during the regular season, dated back on December 29th of 2024. As we take a look at the current graphics, well, the Formosa Dreamers, they take a 3-1 series over the Hsinchu Lineers, whereas the new Taipei Kings, well, they had a play-in series, beating the CTBCDA 2 games in a row before defeating the Taoren Taiwan Beer Leopards in a also 3-1 series. As we take a look at tonight's game notes, Dreamers are ranked #1 in the regular season for 3-point shooting. They are in the higher ranks overall in the seasons, while the new Taipei Kings are ranked just behind them, shot over 38% from the 3-point line in the finals. Now, how dominant will Jalen Harris be with an extra set of hands? Again, we talked about his absence in Game 5. Now, that was in replacement, Femi Olujobi. He coming in cold. His last game was all the way back on May 13th. Now, whereas we talk about Trey Tompkins in Game 5, he did it all for Game 5, scoring a playoff high for him, 20 points, 7 rebounds, and made 3 3-pointers in that game.
Yeah, it was interesting because they started Tompkins alongside of Gilbeck, when usually those are the two imports that are swapped for each other in this series or during the regular season. Taylor, do I have this correct? Tompkins, Gilbeck, and Bentil only had 1 regular season game played together. That was, in fact, against the new Taipei Kings right here in Xinzhuang Gymnasium. So they're going to try to go at it again. And when it comes to those 3-point numbers, I think the Kings have shown over this series that they're the more efficient offensive team, but the Dreamers, they need to create and work on the defensive end, cause some chaos like they do at the Intercontinental Basketball Stadium. But Tompkins, he was already demonstrating he was a good scorer in this series, but he really just turned it up in Game 5. And a lot of Dreamers felt at ease in that Game 5, playing as a team, playing with energy, sometimes pushing the pace, certainly playing with a lot of effort on the defensive end. Cannot say the same about their opponents.
Yeah, most definitely. They held the New Taipei Kings down to 69 points. That is the lowest scoring game for any team in this year's playoffs. Now, the lowest scoring game for the New Taipei Kings was actually dated back in 2023 on April 15th against the Taipei Fubon Braves. That was a 68-89 score. Now, again, we going back to the Game 5 series, as we're still looking at Trey Tompkins' highlights in Game 5. Again, this is at Intercontinental Mini Dome, so there is the home court advantage, but you know, we kind of dial it back to the Xinzhuang Gymnasium. Well, as of right now, they are still undefeated in this particular playoffs.
You know, we detailed that they had a high winning percentage last time we were here. Well, they added a couple more wins, and that makes them 87% in all Kings playoff games here from their castle. And importantly, as we alluded to, 6-0.
很近嘛，然后就是只有一天可以调整，然后我觉得就是每一次比赛完的隔一天，就是队友来到球场，不管是输赢都是保持一样的那个态度，然后就是要面对下场比赛。我觉得就是在练习的时候，大家都很专注，然后有执行到教练想要的东西，这样。我觉得上一场在防守部分就是做得蛮好，就是限制他们的比数啊，然后在进攻也有做到我们自己想要的，然后就是让球队打得比较流畅，然后快，就是打得快，然后我觉得就是希望今天比赛也可以维持一样的状态，这样。
That was Ling Junji Aji, the sixth man for the Formosa Dreamers, talking about how, you know, this series is pretty rough on their scheduling. They only get 1 day of rest, particularly after Game 5. And the day after, they're still practicing, running shoot-arounds. And the last game, talking about the New Taipei Kings' defense, they actually weren't really quite running in full swing, so Dreamers took full advantage. And the next player that the league interviewed was Ling Yanting. So he's almost considered the sixth man for the New Taipei Kings.
进攻的一些手段，然后不要走等球投篮这样。我觉得主要还是心态上嘛，就是把这场比赛当作这个赛季的最后一场。那很多沟通啊，一些信任基本上就不会是问题。
Keeping it short and sweet, talking about the lack of communication on the court, in which he was quoted saying that during the post-game press conference after Game 5.
That's right. One thing he pointed out, which is a truism in a lot of basketball, if you're trying to do it alone, it's a lot harder than connecting with the other 4 teammates with you out on the floor, particularly on the offensive end. The Kings had quite an easy job.
As we take a look at tonight's set of referees, we have our crew chief in the center, but something interesting to take note of tonight's game. We have the 2 flanking referees on his side. They have never called a playoffs game this particular season, as we have the starting 5 for the Formosa Dreamers tonight: Jiang Yuan, Wayne, Zhang Zongxian, Jet, Randall Walker, Trey Tompkins, and Brandon Gilbeck. So it's the same starting 5 from the last game. Ben Bento will be coming off the bench for the New Taipei Kings. It's Joseph Lin, Jian Youzhe, JJ Jalen Harris, Su Sishen Sushi, as well as Jason Washburn.
That's Mayor Hoyo Yi throwing out the ceremonial tip. He's already been here, but maybe not anticipating getting another TPBL finals game back at the castle.
Listen, you can't complain about that. I mean, look, the ceremonial tip-off it's a highly coveted and very respected role to partake in, particularly for the finals. As we start things off, the New Taipei Kings in black and Formosa Dreamers in their white jerseys tonight. And we're starting off Kings possession here on this Thursday night. We're slowly getting the gymnasium filled in. It is perhaps weeknight traffic and the weather outside. Jason Washburn going ISO against Brandon Gilbeck and loses it. Back over to Formosa Dreamers.
Yeah, Jason Washburn in this series shooting 62% from 2. That's 5 percentage points better than in the regular season.
That was nothing but air for Trey Tompkins, but Brandon Gilbeck manages to draw a foul.
That was kind of in between a shot and a pass. The very much, very, very high and low connection kind of being made.
And there was a mismatch in size there. JJ will get his first personal foul. Shot clock is at 14 seconds. Randall Wako stuck in the corner. Resorts to finding Jiangyu, and there's the jumper off of Jason Washburn, and that is too short. Harris returning into today's game. No injuries, but Venti decided to sit him out on game 5, and there's a second chance opportunity provided thanks to Jason Washburn. Second chance opportunities are really lacking for the new Taipei Kings as Joseph Lin dials in and gets the answer to get things started.
Interesting, because previously on the very first possession, the Dreamers were running ahead on Harris, but against Joe, drop coverage seems to be a bad mistake.
And we have a offensive foul called, so back over to new Taipei Kings. That's going to be on Tompkins. So the Formosa Dreamers talking about their import rotation, the decision made by Doug Creighton, well, that's not really out of choice, it's out of necessity, as Eric Holman actually fractured his wrist in game 4. So he is done for the rest of the final. Su Zishuan with a kick out back to JJ. And over the screen, Joseph Lin through the baseline, finding JJ. And nice finish and a dime dropped by Joseph Lin.
Yeah, JJ not that big of a threat, dribble driving the basketball, but thanks to Joe, an opportunity opened up on the baseline.
A long range two for Gilbeck is too short, hits the iron ring. Joseph Lin in last game scored 8 points and got 4 assists. So again, a little bit of a reset, we would like to say, out in the mini dome.
Yeah, to go back to the point, Holman was leading the Dreamers, averaging 20 points per game. So like you said, the choice is out of their hands. The Kings only, I think if injury might happen, will they even consider a change for game 7, as Randall Walko called for the foul.
Formosa Dreamers now with 2 team fouls, New Taipei Kings with 1, and Dreamers still scoreless. Jalen Harris leading the playoffs in points per game, 24 points to be exact. And on the floor, Washburn and Gilbeck fight it out for the rebound. Hook pass over to Gilbeck, intercepted, but Randall Wacko will get the pass over, and the finger roll does not land. Joe Lin once again with the touch, bringing it back over. The score at 5-0. Gilbeck tasked to guard Joseph Lin with no avail. So already starting off the game strong, Joseph Lin logging in 5 points tonight.
And involved in that assist. Joe, having made the 3, had Gilbeck jumping, and so an easy cut.
No trays yet for Trey Tompkins. Again, talking about how he had made 3 threes for the Formosa Dreamers, keeping them alive. There's the catch and shoot for JJ. That hits the backboard too high. No look pass over to Zhang Zhongxian Jet. Trey Tompkins once again for the 3. This time it's good.
That was the #1 thing on Trey Tompkins' scouting report coming into this series. Averaging during the regular season, during these finals, 40% from outside. Really impressive, and a good combination with Gilbeck.
Pocket pass over to Washburn. There's the midi, and hits nothing but net.
They haven't gone to a lot of Washburn mid-range jumpers, though he has it in his arsenal. And they've been breaking that out more and more as the series has gone on. Another high-low set with a mismatch.
JJ committing his 2nd personal foul tonight. Before we start things off again, we got players coming off the bench for the first time. Bentil checking in, Lee Kai-yen for the new Taipei Kings. And again, a rarity to see Bentil coming off the bench. Of the 18 games he's played in the regular season, he started all 18 of them. But as they got the game win on Tuesday night, they're choosing the same starting 5 rotation that rolls out of bounds back to Kings. Current score now 9-3. Now again, this is a tough task for the Formosa Dreamers. They have to win back-to-back-to-back games. And within the Dreamers' fan base, Kyle Julius was famously quoted for saying, "One game 3 times." So all focus, all eyes on the one game. And unfortunately, that is a turnover committed by the Formosa Dreamers. And there's free throws are coming for the Kings. Harris will be at the line.
Yeah, disconnection between a couple of substitutes. Riven Ma Jinhao was coming down court, ready to set a screen instead of anticipating a sideline pass. And Harris, keeping that ball in bounds, gave him a chance to go for the layup. And very quickly, the Dreamers accumulating fouls. Really don't want to do that here on the road. Though the Kings did miss 12 free throws in the last game. I think that's more of an anomaly than the rule. They've been very good from the line this regular season and this playoff run.
Jalen Harris was truly an import that almost practically saved the new Taipei Kings' campaign towards playoffs. Again, this was losing Sani Sakakini early on in the season in their EASL campaign. There's a jumper up against his former teammate with the Fubon Braves. Nothing to show for. Trey Tompkins, the only player to have set the score for the Dreamers. The score is at 10-3 right now with 6 minutes, 49 seconds remain in regulation. Another midi shot.
Isolating on the right side, Kyle, and had a good opportunity. And the Dreamers, if not for the foul, had finally maybe some momentum to go on a run-out opportunity. Maybe some pace would create some better looks, because the Kings have been very good in the half court, fighting hard for positioning on possible isolations. And just right there, Bentil and Sushi going at it before the catch. See Sushi trying to indicate the offensive player was initiating that contact. That's how he went down. Well, no matter if it was Tompkins or now Bentil, but the reason why Sushi can stay out there because Harris has been such an ace for the Kings on the other side.
Ben Bentil too short of a ball, but Brandon Gilbeck will get the putback.
Now Gilbeck, the longest tenured import of any team in here in Taiwan.
Valiant effort made by Lee Kai-yen there for the lay-in. And Washburn, though, unfortunately, he couldn't give them a second chance opportunity. And from the corner, Zhang Zhongxian nails a 3.
Finally, the Dreamers grab the rebound and get down court and take advantage of the space as very serious contact going on before the offense even got started.
Well, we have ourselves a TV timeout. The Formosa Dreamers chipping away at the deficit. Current score now 10-8. We will be right back with more TPBL Finals.
Hào, 现在我们将会开到上方大荧幕，欢迎我们的米家一家人。哇哦，也欢迎我们的弟弟以及美女，欢迎，欢迎主人，欢迎我们的米家一家。好，看一下我们上方大荧幕，没错，拍到底了，跟我们大家挥挥手好吗？
陈静跟马杰森，欢迎，
欢迎两位。Hello， 没错，跟我们大荧幕挥挥手。
谁拍到跟大荧幕挥挥手？
Yes sir。Hello， 两位，没错，哇，投了一个3分球，好球，哇，欢迎两位，Yes sir。好，我建议衣服可以穿上去，直接把衣服穿上去就好，没有问题哦。还没有穿上衣服的朋友，趁这个时候赶快把我们的黄色球衣或者是我们的黄色应援 T 穿到你们的身上吧。
AXN Sports giving you your dose of finals basketball. We're coming out of a TV timeout. The current score is 10-8, Kings ball right now. Harris finding Jolyn. Fighting through, draws a foul. Riven Ma's first one, now he'll be at the line.
When we went to break, it was Riven fouling Joe pretty hard down court. And here, Joe attacking on the help. And then that foul, not nearly as impactful, but probably even more emotional for the Kings. We're celebrating that whistle being blown, and now the Kings will be shooting bonus for the rest of the quarter. Dreamers really can't afford to let this opening quarter go away. Now, the Kings did start, I believe, 7-0, and the Dreamers, thanks to getting a few stops, going in transition, they've been going with a 5-out offense. Now they have to set it up in the half court.
Joseph Lin has made the most finals appearance amongst all the players on the court right now. 6 to be exact, 2 times with the Braves, and the rest, well, you're seeing it right now. This is his 4th one with the new Taipei Kings. And trying to find a Joseph Lin, Riven Ma intercepts the pass over. Wait for the Trailers, they're slowing the pace down as number 28, Ryan, checks in for the Formosa Dreamers after the timeout. Ling Junji also coming in and through the gaps.
A great step-through move because Aji has been denied 3-point opportunities, taking a lot of mid-range shots, while Lee Kai-en bit on one of those up-fakes, giving the scoop layup a chance.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Basket won't count. But again, we're in the bonus. Automatic free throws for the Kings. That's a holding foul called on number 28, Lou.
See Jason Washburn having to stay home against the import assignment he was guarding, leaving Aji a chance for that open step-through layup. Meanwhile, on the Dreamer side, Jet gets the first crack, Wako and Riven get chances, but now Luke went down, trying to be the man to stay in front of Harris.
So we see the local fans here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium. Quick scan before Harris gets his second free throw. Very consistent at the line. Overall in the season, Jalen Harris is an 81% free throw shooter.
Harris actually only played one of the last 4 games in the regular season, so maybe some rest was due, and hence the Game 5 absence.
Yeah, and remember, Formosa Dreamers, they ended their regular season earliest amongst all 7 teams. They had 2 weeks of break.
Yeah, to prepare for the Lioneers.
And this is their first time advancing to the finals since the 2020-21 season, where it was a shortened finals series due to COVID.
Take a look now. Liu Zhenlu was tasked with guarding Tompkins as the power forward in this Kings lineup.
A travel call is made on Trey Tompkins. So hey, the old guy still got it. Still has an effect.
Let's take a look for ourselves. Right foot, left foot. Actually, that is a good call.
Yeah, again, and our first time ever calling a game with these 2 referees, besides a crew chief, and poor handles by Jalen Harris, and Benjamin Bento will punish the rim. That's a big bucket for the Dreamers.
Yeah, Bentel is one of the leaders in steals in this series, and that's what I was referring to. The Dreamers need to cause some chaos on that end of the floor.
Dead ball, Dreamers. And unfortunately, Bentel, he came in late into the regular season, but had he played the minimum amount of games to be qualified in the Import Player of the Year nominations, well, I would say he'd be the top 3. Downhill for Aji, he gets the roll in.
The Dreamers bench getting up, trying to argue for a foul, but I think it was his teammate that got in the way there, but Aji's still tough enough to get that lay-in.
Clear miscommunication or no communication at all.
Yeah, Austin Day thought he had a shooter in the corner, but Luzulu was set up on the weak side, trying to give him space to work. Get another look. Lu Guanliang running with his teammate.
Yeah,
good that the official didn't whistle there to punish the Kings for something they didn't do.
Austin Day is having quite a unexpected playoff season. He's been only scoring, coming off the bench, only scoring 8 points per game. His shooting percentage has seriously dipped from his finals appearance last year against the Kaohsiung Aquas. It was 47%. Well, different story for Austin Day. In the finals, he's only a 21% shooter. There's a hook pass over to Day, barely getting the pass over, and there's a shot by Captain Liu from the corner, but returned back to sender.
Good job by Lin Yanting to stick with Aji so Day can stay in the painted area.
Score 14, all 10 seconds remain on the shot clock. Over to Randall Wacko, but no opening for him. Bentel from up top. Off mark, out of bounds, Kings.
Yeah, Bentel made his first 3s of the finals in that game 5. Against the Lioneers, 10 for 23 is pretty good. Regular season, 35%. So the Dreamers were sure missing one of their best shooters, as that opening graphic put out there. One of the better outside shooting teams in the TPBL this season. Little horns look.
Left wide open, AD. No answer, but they get another chance, and good look there by Austin Day. Lin Yanting logging into his first bucket tonight.
Yeah, Lin Yanting with the, usually coaches don't like the over the head, not looking, save it in bounds pass, but right to a teammate, and Day wisely choosing a open layup instead of another 3-point attempt.
Well, I guess you gotta risk it for the biscuit, and Yenting's gamble there certainly worked in his favor. No call made by the referees. Bentel getting a second chance, and that's the and one for Bentel on the floor, getting up now. So the Kings fans very clearly voicing their objections. We see that pass off from Yenting. Good fake out there by Austin Day too, but there we see.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised the referees didn't immediately call an unsportsmanlike Austin Day trying to play defense from the ground. He was not happy that no offensive foul was called, but I would say if you're the officials, you got to protect the player who's still standing. And for Day's sake, if he's trying to engage physicality, it's only a chance that the offensive player falls on him. So pretty easy does it situation by the referees to let it go as just a common foul. And Bentel will head to the bench for some rest as Gilbeck returns. Gilbeck was indicating pretty early on something to the bench. I wonder if he was trying to manage his fatigue or manage that injury to his left cheek.
Yeah, that happened on game 3 in the playoffs, or in the finals, excuse me. He had to get 30 stitches. And they sat him out for game 4 here at Xinjiang Gymnasium out of safety reasons as the whistle comes. There's a pushing foul called there on Brandon Gilbeck.
Jason Washburn was about to start a post-up, but before he can get anything going, the whistle came. And meanwhile, the Kings will be going smaller with a 3-guard lineup alongside of Washburn and Day. A crucial 1 minute and 20 stretch.
Washburn in the finals has been averaging 15 points, 7 rebounds, and 1 assist in these last 5 games. So again, with these more experienced players, particularly for the imports, well, rest is a huge issue or huge concern, particularly if you're playing all of the games in which Washburn, as well as Austin Day, have been doing for the Kings end. 65 seconds remain in the first quarter. Ling Junji trying to find his teammate over to Gilbeck. An immediate handoff. There is the finish attempt made by Gilbeck there with no avail.
And the Kings have been much better defensively as a foul was called. Aji trying to block out and Tompkins going for the interception. That's definitely tough if you're the Dreamers.
So that is Aji's first personal foul.
So as I was saying, Li Yinting right now is the most important player for the Kings as he's doing a great job defensively. You see the hand on the back, maybe warranting drawing the whistle as Tompkins was right there. So Aji, if he was a little bit more patient, perhaps could have let his teammate get that interception.
Yinting was a free agent signing for the new Taipei Kings. Last played out in the CBA for the Beijing Royal Fighters for 2 seasons before returning back to Taiwan. His first season playing pro here. Score now 19-17. Now we have Zhang Zhongxian now playing point, trying to shake off his former teammate. Back over to Brandon Gilbeck. Fighting over Austin Day and Jason Washburn. That goes out of bounds. So the call is for the Dreamers with 14 seconds remaining on the clock. Six seconds remain. Zhang Zhongxian with the fadeaway, and Night goes in the long range too. Score is tied 19-all.
And bad execution by the Kings, letting some clock bleed out.
Now you saw there, Cayenne and AD kind of talking it out and spending away those couple of seconds. Well, there you have it. The score is now tied 19-all before we get started in the second quarter. Stay tuned for more TPBL finals.
We still the kings, 毋庸置疑 we run the league. 抬头看看旗子高挂天际 Forever in this house, making history. 双手举高，接着闪到你睁不开眼 Back to back 就在你面前，王朝已经到来 This is our house, still our crown. 皇冠不落地，黑黄一出征，全场都 stand up for the kings. Still our crown. 连把血成神经 Back to back, back to back. 新北国王 We the king.
现场球迷给我们的新北国啦啦队 New Taipei Queens 来个最大的掌声加尖叫！
You're watching the TPBL Finals, brought to you by AXN Sports. Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you Game 6 tonight. See if the Dreamers can continue to save themselves from elimination, as we're coming in with a tied score, 19-all. The new Taipei Kings, they made 5 appearances at the line, where the Dreamers, they committed 8 fouls combined.
Sure, the Dreamers not happy that they only attempted 1 free throw.
5 seconds, that's a tough shot. The attempt made by Zhang Zongxian Jet. He made 1 of the 3s in the first quarter. Trey Tompkins starting things off with for the Formosa Dreamers. He's going to be coming off the bench in the second quarter. While the Kings, on the other hand, they've been missing their 3, so we're seeing more of the Kings on the court. They're pulling up closer for those mid-range jumpers in the first.
Curious how they thought Lee Kai-yen was a mismatch, but guarded by Zhang Zongxian.
Bentel for the 3. Now, Bentel has really shown his versatility. After all, has experience playing out in the EuroLeague in the regular season, shooting 34% from the three-point line, but playoffs has been kind of a struggle for him. He only made his first 3s in their last game, as AD will shake in his first 3-point shot, and that's going to be kind of considered early in the finals for the vet. Zhang Zongxian blows through the new Taipei Kings.
Kings went to a couple of handoffs on the right wing, but turning to a down screen by Washburn for Day. I think that's much better choice than local on local isolation.
That's Ben Bentel's second personal foul. Is a holding foul called guarding Austin Day.
Yeah, getting another look. Previously, they had Lee Kai-yen attack in the corner, but Day, this time after the handoff, get to the 2-man off-ball game. Meanwhile, Jet utilizing a larger frame, more wiry limbs to accelerate past Ernest after he gave Aji so much trouble. He went for a combination, though.
Wayne going over the screen, back over to AD. Tough shot, but he makes the 3, and he'll be at the line. Austin Day's got the stroke right now.
Now, Austin Day, time and time again, is such a great shot maker on the biggest stage, and in this instance, catching Gilbeck, switching hands with the contest. If he just stuck with the same hand, maybe there wouldn't be a foul situation. Instead, Day going to the line. And importantly, Gilbeck with his second personal foul. The officials have been calling a rather tight game. And I will credit Gilbeck. He averages 4.7 fouls in this series, but still plays just south of 30 minutes per game in these finals, just like his regular season averages.
So Austin Day good for that free throw. Back over to Dreamers. They're only behind by 1 point. There's the double team there, but Jed, what a recovery, but he hits nothing but air.
Yeah, right now the new Taipei Kings applying a lot of ball pressure, and the Dreamers, besides Jet going all over the basket, have not really broken through, forcing a lot of tough jumpers. In the first quarter, there's only 6 combined assists, so a lot of isolation, a lot of shots just off of that ball screen. Neither team is getting a lot of offense going.
Here's Ryder, kind of trying to drive past Reven Ma Jianhao. There's a blocking foul called on him, and it will be his 3rd one. So subs coming in for the Formosa Dreamers. Ryan and Tompkins return for Xiaoma and Gilbeck. So again, foul troubles continue to roll over from the first quarter. Again, Ryan, you mentioned that they only made it to the free throw line 1 time. 14 seconds on the shot clock, a little bit of a delay between AD and Tompkins. Now I'm not touching those. Offensive foul.
It seems like a very back and forth game. This time it was the screener for Day trying to apply some physicality. Not necessarily the worst idea, as maybe all of the attention would have went to the two that were engaged. There was just the slightest of holding by Li Yanting and the turnover on the Kings. Neither team has been that clean with their operations. The Dreamers 5 turnovers, the Kings just committed their 5th.
Still a tight game, 25-24. Still choosing to have 1 point guard on the court. And here's Tompkins for the lay-in, no good. And Jalen Harris, he's got the bounce. You saw he corralled that rebound with no issues at all.
That's one thing I wrote down as something for the Kings.
And 1 and done for Harris.
Well, these opportunities are being presented to the Kings because they take care of business on the defensive end. The Dreamers on the series average 33% of the offensive rebounds. Well, in this game, the Kings are doing a pretty good job eliminating second chances. Then now Harris, a chance to go to work. He is the biggest threat in this series to score the basketball. Leads the finals with 24 points per game. 4 more than Holman, who is 4 more than the 3rd place player. So when scoring is at a premium, call up number 0.
Yeah, you said it. He scored 41 points back on May 24th against the Formosa Dreamers. A playoff high this season. (28-24). Downhill pass to Trey Tompkins, and very clearly Susastrand will get the foul call, and 1 for Tompkins.
The Kings doing such a good job trying to pressure the ball, but on the back end, Susastrand is having a heck of a time trying to front the pass. Well, when the pass is delivered, he is at the mercy of the Dreamers big. You see Aji beat it in the perfect spot, and Big Sushi getting caught on the up fake. Thankfully, looks like both players not injured on the play. That is only Susastrand's first personal. Able to get through the first quarter, none to his name. And the Dreamers, despite playing on the road, despite going down by a few Kings runs, are hanging in there, only down by a possession.
The Formosa Dreamers enlisting the help of EuroLeague players such as Trey Tompkins. He is a 4-time ACB Liga champion as well as a 3-time Spanish Cup champion. Again, he's the lead scorer in Game 5, and tough shot for Jalen Harris, just off mark.
Yeah, chose to pull up for the jumper, even though he has a speed advantage over Lu Guanliang.
Contested shot for Tompkins. He blanks it. Not much of a setup there for the Formosa Dreamers. No entry allowed there. 7 seconds on the clock. We have the sideline referee calling a foul on number 28, Ryan. That's a pushing foul.
Yeah, it's not very often that Susastrand will dive so hard to the basket, because part of the reason is if he pops out to the outside, that gives Harris more space to drive inside. Well, with Harris facing a bigger body, it actually makes sense that Susastrand will actually go for positioning, if not for top the screen, and maybe provide an opening that way.
So still seeing a pretty big difference in terms of team fouls. Dreamers have already racked up into the penalty, whereas the New Taipei Kings, well, they only got 2 team fouls. Definitely something to take note of. Rondell Wako driving downhill, draws a foul. Walker will be at the line. They call a pushing foul on Joseph Lin.
Joe is a very good defender, so let's take a look at just bumping and swiping at the wrong time with Randall Walco, a slight edge there. One thing that the Dreamers don't do is any split action. So after they get a sideline down screen for one of their guards to get it on the zoom action, but they never have the would-be screener slip back door, and it's very much available with the new Taipei Kings so pressed up with ball pressure and pass denial.
Randall Walco scored 6 points in the last game, made that free throw. As we get ourselves into a timeout, the score tied once again, 29-all. Both teams 10 apiece a pop in the second so far. We'll be right back.
这边好像蛮多的哦，我来看看，我往后丢，看谁会接到，一切都是命运哦。好，这边有人对自己的罚球很有信心的吗？我听听看哪边声音比较大。好的，有接到我跟耀成手中的小球的朋友，麻烦现在就可以移动到我们2楼的球迷服务处，我们会有工作人员把你们带到1楼，一样可以欣赏精彩的球赛。所以呢，赶快去我们2楼球迷服务处集合，谢谢。好，在我们大荧幕上的是我们的 Queen Yuki。好，我看到你的手势了，踢得很好。
We concluded the first quarter with a tied score of 19-all, and it is still tied right now, 29-all, as we return back to Xinzhuang Gymnasium, the rightful castle of the new Taipei Kings. Talking about the Kings having a turbulent season, starting off as early as the release of John Patrick, the head coach, switching off to Venti Huang, Hong Zhisan. There's a high and deep pass to Jalen Harris, out of bounds, back to Dreamers.
At least once a game, the new Taipei Kings will try to draw up one of those backdoor screens and Harris going for the alley-oop. But this time, they set it up so much down the middle in the silo. The most success they have is when Harris is on the wing and fakes going to the ball, meanwhile getting a back screen for a dunk. So odd formation as Bento goes to work.
There's a kick out to Ling Junji for 3, yes! In his bag, Ben Bento getting the assist.
Yeah, great job by Bento, despite running into some contact, having the balance to deliver an accurate pass for Aji.
Fade away, off mark, Jason Washburn corrals the rebound. The bucket is good.
Jason Washburn, one of the best touch around the basket, even in the face of 2 defenders, able to find some space and loft off an accurate shot. Here we go again.
Bento with the touch. And they call an offensive foul, charging towards Li Kaiyan, who's still on the ground. Looks like he's holding his mouth. It's off camera right now. Might be bleeding. Yeah, you see Bento's elbow hitting Kaiyan's mouth right there.
I think that is the right call because Li Kaiyan is rightfully ownership of his cylinder, and it appeared to me that Bento was approaching Kyle's cylinder while driving with the basketball.
Bento is in some trouble as that's his 3rd committed foul tonight. So again, we're talking about a huge difference in terms of fouls committed tonight. As Ryan and I, we're sitting across from the gymnasium scoreboard, and we're already seeing 2 Dreamers players with 3 fouls and 2 players with 2 personal fouls as we have the referees taking a look at the IRS right now, seeing if they need to upgrade it to an unsportsmanlike foul.
This is a good break for both teams to kind of regather themselves. Thankfully, Cayenne able to get up and head back to the bench. But let's see about this call. Not only a turnover on the offensive foul, but if it's upgraded, 2 free throws in the position originally.
So that's our crew chief on the microphone with our new referee tonight.
One thing the referees are looking at is this part of Bentel's move toward the basket? Because at least from my perspective, it doesn't seem like he was intentionally trying to clear Cayenne out with the elbow. He's trying to raise the basketball up to get into a shooting position. So they're gonna see it in slow-mo now, try to get it in the regular speed, get a sense of what kind of force was on the impact.
Yeah, this review of the IRS is taking a little bit longer than usual. So seems like it's too tough of a call to really upgrade it. So we'll have the crew chief make the official announcement, calling it a common foul, keeping it a common foul. So no free throws. But the ball goes over to Kings.
Wow.
And Bentel is still
on his feet.
Yeah.
He needs to head to the bench because the Dreamers already have 5 players out on the floor. It's understandable not happy with the call, but the call is made. And look, they even went to the monitor as well. So they did their due diligence.
So neither team really holding on to any sort of momentum or run in scoring right now, as again, it's really just been 1-2 point deficit. As right now, the Dreamers just hanging on to a 1 point lead.
Here we go again, Aji versus Lianting. We got the switch.
5 seconds left on the shot clock. There's a catch and shoot opportunity. Dished out by Aji. They got the last touch, and they'll call foul on Su Sushen. The second one.
That time on the switch, Tompkins had the rebounding advantage, and thanks to the basketball bouncing the right way, not only do the Dreamers get that rebound, get another foul. That will be the Kings' 4th as a team as we look up at the in-stadium scoreboard you referenced. Definitely have challenged my very poor eyesight all these years. Look out.
Mismatch in size. Ryder Shung will commit his first foul.
That is what they call a playoff foul. Referees certainly will hear from the Dreamers because Ryder is a much smaller, lighter player than Gilbeck. So how did he be able to throw a Dabi off balance by so much?
Yeah, he really hacked Brandon Gilbeck there. This is our first time seeing Ryder Shung in tonight's game, as we did not hear it, but this is our second time taking a look at the IRS in tonight's match. Seeing if that foul call needs to be upgraded.
What a good pass again by Ling Junji. Aji has been the Dreamers' best passer in this series. Perfectly spotted. Gilbeck, he's so used to going for alley-oops that he doesn't very often catch the ball, gather, and make a move, even though he's got a smaller defender. Because guess what? If he lands under control, he's got Ryder Shung underneath him, so it's a chance to counter move. But you see, he takes to his feet, and he squares up to the basket so often because he's anticipating alley-oop opportunities.
But it also also looked like he was a little bit farther away than anticipated, so that's why he needed to take a couple extra steps.
It's going to be a common foul. And so the pressure that the Kings were able to apply is slowly being broken by the Dreamers. They're finding themselves at the line more and more often. In a low-scoring game, that could be the determinant of the end result.
Yeah, the Dreamers, they scored 13 points. New Taipei Kings 12 points in this quarter, as we'll have Brandon Gilbeck at the free throw line. A 69% free throw shooter during the regular season. In terms of overall playoffs, he is 60%. Lead still with the Formosa Dreamers, 34-31. New Taipei Kings can take it all here at home court tonight, or the Formosa Dreamers can live to see another day in the finals. And the whistle comes for 41. That is a pushing foul on Jiang Yuan. He's been a little quiet today, actually, very quiet tonight. No score, or no points yet for Xiaoan.
This is the lineup with Xiaoan and Aji out there, but defensively they pay the price with Joe, a very capable offensive player, whether in the ball screen or as demonstrated in that last play in isolation close to the basket. One of the things that makes Joe a threat, if I dare say even more so than Jeremy, is he's ambidextrous finishing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? Remind our viewers, this isn't Joseph's first season without his brother Jeremy Lin. His first year with the New Taipei Kings, he was without his older brother. There's the midi range for Randall Wacko. 4 points tonight for number 24.
Yeah, Randall Wacko tying his team lead with a plus-minus of +30 this finals. Another stop.
Right place, right time for Brandon Gilbeck. Corralling another rebound, and Jiang Yuan with the look, and free throws for Brandon Gilbeck.
Great job by the Dreamers, keeping the ball moving, and Gilbeck dutifully filling the lane. And as the trailer, let's get another look at Aji to Xiaoan to Gilbeck trailing. You see all the Kings crowded in the painted area. Still not enough, as Gilbeck thankfully lands safely, as certainly was contorted on that play.
Doug Creighton choosing to utilize the smaller lineup here with the two-guard rotation between Lin Junji and Xiaoan, as Zhang Zongshen returns back to the court. Brandon Gilbeck with his, as you mentioned, Ryan, the longest standing import player within TPBL. Well, he's got quite a few accolades now. He has now become the 4-time Defensive Player of the Year. He's also a 4-time blocks leader, 2-time second defensive team. And he's got special circumstances, one more season with the Formosa Dreamers, and he will finally be considered a local player within the Dreamers organization.
Although that last free throw probably made fans of Team Chinese Taipei a little nervous, as first air ball in a while from the line.
37-32. New Taipei Kings down by 5, and Jalen Harris trying to make up for lost time. And Cayenne without success either. That's a foul call on Li Cayenne.
Yeah, Aji is keeping up his energy, trying to go at any defender in front of him. And at least on this play, fooling Li Cayenne, thinking there was a travel call. He had to reach back, and that's where the whistle came for. And with 4 minutes to go, Dreamers a chance to build on a 2-possession lead.
For the New Taipei Kings, things have really slowed down for them. They've gone 2.5 minutes without scoring. The last bucket was made by Jason Washburn. The first one is good. We got a good cluster of Formosa Dreamers fans sitting behind the Dreamers bench. As Aji is at the line, the 6th man of the year has yet to be announced for TPBL.
That was a weird cadence, Tay.
Sorry, my bad. Anyways, the top 3 nominees include Ling Junji, Eric Holman, as well as Ling Xinquan, Bruce of the Taiwan Beer Leopards.
There you go.
Thank you. Off of the screen, Jalen Harris goes in deep, and he gets the 2-piece.
Man, what a hook shot. Didn't realize that was in his arsenal over the outreach of Brandon Gilbeck, as right now a delay of game warning against the Kings for ball going through the cylinder. Get a look. Gilbeck has to stay pretty close to Jason Washburn, who's such a good finisher. That leaves a little bit of daylight for Harris or other would-be layup takers.
So again, back-to-back field goals made by Jason Washburn. As I mentioned earlier, their last field goal was made at the 6.5-minute mark in the second. 5 seconds remain for the Dreamers. Ling Junji over Su Suchuan and Cayenne, a little too deep. Washburn corralling the rebound. A lot of touches, but tripping up Joseph Lin. Aji slick with it, and with the touch, sidestepping away from Jason Washburn. There's Brandon Gilbeck trying to take the leftovers, and New Taipei Kings will get the possession.
Well, Dreamers are still fighting hard. Gilbeck had a couple of second chance opportunities in the game.
That was a heck of a hack made by Brandon Gilbeck. Shaky offense on both sides right now. 2 minutes, 35 seconds remain in the second. Over Jason Washburn, Ling Junji unafraid to get the call timeout made by Hong Zisan of the Kings. The current score is 41-34. They continue ahead with their lead in the second. Outscoring the New Taipei Kings 20-15 in the second.
Well, the Dreamers, for their sake, in an unfortunate position, facing elimination, but have a 7-win and 4-loss record. Ling Junji, part of all of those teams in that count. The only time they've won 2 elimination games when facing, or 2 elimination games, was the 20-21 season. They eventually won that series against the Taoyuan Korean Pilots. The caveat being the last 2 games both taking place at Zhanghua County Stadium, as we listen into the Kings timeout. Here in the second quarter, since the score was a 29-29 tie, the Dreamers have gone a 12-5 run, and Aji and flanked by Xiaoan has been the winning combination for the Dreamers. Whoever they have at the wing position, whoever they have at big, the team is able to defend, able to get rebounds, and those 2 guards, especially Aji, has been generating good offense.
Yeah, we saw this rotation or this combination last season when Jiang Yuan or Wayne signed with the Formosa Dreamers, but it wasn't quite clicking as it is now in the regular season. Here as Liu Zhenlu with the Midas touch from the corner, bags the 3, and Jalen Harris bags the assist.
So you're showing the win at power forward, maybe a more lethal shooter, especially from those corners compared to Su Sishin. And so when on the same side with Harris, that's a tough help.
Yeah, tough on defense for the couple of minutes against Ben Bentel in the first, and there you have it. He makes the three-point shot in the second as Randall Wako, he's got the touch tonight, 6 points for him.
He's been really working on that floater, was respectfully not really existent in his rookie year 5 seasons ago.
Now, when you say it like that, that sounds like a lifetime ago for Wako, as he's one of the, I believe, 3 remaining players from that team that played in the finals against the Taipei Fubon Braves, and that is Jason Washburn chipping away at the scoreboard. In the second quarter alone, he's got 6 points. Off mark, that goes high up for Jason Washburn. So again, three-point shooting is very much lacking on both ends. As of right now, the New Taipei Kings, they're 3 for 12. Formosa Dreamers, they're 4 for 15. Continue to stay below the 30% mark. Dialing in, Xiaoan gets nothing but voicemail. 30 seconds remain. All right, we gotta really check the air there. So an unusual decision made by Joseph Lin there, as we have ourselves another called timeout with a score 43-39. Kings managing to chip away and closing the gap between them and Dreamers.
I understand that 2 for 1 is on the mind of every player and certainly every coach out there, but sometimes getting one really quality look down the stretch and then trying to get the stop seems to be more beneficial than rushing up a shot, then hurrying back for defense, and then having only 4 or 5 seconds left on the 2 for 1 2.
See if we can take a listen into the coaches during our timeout.
Execute! Execute! Let's go! 1, 2, 3!
So 28 seconds remaining in the second quarter as we take a look at some of the highlights from the second. So far, Ben Bentel has yet to return after getting pulled away for the offensive foul. The Dreamers, or the Kings, correction, running full court press on the Dreamers is possible last possession. A lot of entanglement between Brandon Gilbeck and Austin Day. They're going to call it on a Day's holding foul. That will be his 4th one tonight.
Yeah, curious substitution to bring Day in for defense, and then yet they switch the pick and roll with Gilbeck rolling. You would think if Gilbeck's going to the basket, you want Austin Day guarding whoever is on the perimeter, and in that case, it would have been Tompkins. Now, surrendering 2 free throws to Brandon Gilbeck is not the worst thing in the world, but having one of your players collect a 4th foul in just 1/2 a play is certainly curious substitution decisions.
This is, I would say, Brandon Gilbeck's 3rd time at the line tonight so far. And most of his points scored tonight are from free throws.
Yeah, he's curiously only 1 for 5 from the field. He's actually been pretty consistent with a 3-point shot, maybe once per game. Give them a little bit more versatility. Well, the Kings do get this offensive possession. Plenty of time on the clock.
Score now 44-39. Harris with the last touch, 4 seconds, counting down. Over to Luzonu for the travel call. Ooh, that's got to hurt the Kings.
Great effort by Jet to stick with Harris. Meanwhile, credit to Randall Walko for coming over to help while Gilbeck was trying to recover to Washburn. So all of those options cut off. The pass to Luzonu outside of his shooting pocket, so he couldn't get the shot off. And then Tompkins, good enough defense to coax another turnover by the Kings.
Wasted possession there for the Kings, and there's a lob made by Trey Tompkins. No Trey, though, as we conclude the first half of the Game 6 finals, 44-39, a very low-scoring affair right now. But let's see if things will get switched up and if the Kings can bounce back or the Dreamers can survive another day. We will be right back with halftime notes and the halftime stats.
请参加中场游戏的朋友们，刚刚应该都有工作人员跟你们解释过游戏规则了吧？
竞技麻将2，多种麻将玩法。
Just watch me now. Hey. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No, you can't stop me now.
You're watching the TPBL Finals brought to you by AXN Sports on AXN Asia and AXN Taiwan as we take a look at the halftime score for the Game 6 Finals between Dreamers and Kings. The Dreamers pull ahead 44-39. As you see, it's a very low-scoring game as of right now.
That's right, and one of the graphics put up was that the Dreamers were the best three-point shooting team. Well, who's it hurting more if both teams don't shoot for threes? I would say the new Taipei Kings might be a little bit more hurry because the Dreamers can put out much taller wing players in this game and maybe have an advantage in that way. Well, with shot making being problematic, you kind of wonder if any team can break out in transition for more easy opportunities.
Yeah, and you know, we had a tied score in the first quarter, and that's with the new Taipei Kings really having the advantage of visiting the free throw line several more times than the Formosa Dreamers. But afterwards, it was a different story in the second quarter. As we see, they managed to pull ahead, but only by 5 points for the Dreamers. So we'll see if the shooting, the outside shooting will get revitalized, if Ryder Shung can come off the bench for the new Taipei Kings to really give them that boost of energy that he typically gives during the playoffs.
Yeah, and for the Dreamer side, one thing that was a concern until Austin Day got into foul trouble, Ben Bentil had 3 personal, wasn't going to that isolation game, and maybe even less so. But for the Dreamers, they could be thankful that Aji has been step up. He's been aggressive, good passing. Meanwhile, the Kings are just trying to, like you said, find the right personnel to balance their defensive effort, which has been good, but with a lot more shot making and finding opportunities for each other.
All right, well, that's it for now as we'll have ourselves another break. We'll take a look at the halftime stats very shortly. Stay tuned for more TPBL Finals.
Just watch me now. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now.
take a look at the halftime stats before we return back to gameplay in the second half of Game 6 between Dreamers and Kings. The free from the field, the Formosa Dreamers are just 1% ahead, 39% overall from the field, 38% for the new Taipei Kings. And again, we're talking about outside shooting being very much lacking on both sides. Only 4 threes made for the Dreamers, 3 for the new Taipei Kings. As we take a look at the assist to turnover ratio now, we're seeing different numbers on the scoreboard versus what we're seeing on our stat sheets personally. But Ryan, what are your thoughts on the halftime stats?
One thing we talked about is if the new Taipei Kings wanted to protect their defensive rebound, I think they're doing just an okay job, which they grab 75% of the rebounds, 14 versus 6, so that's less. So that's not good. Well, the Dreamers want to create chaos for the Kings, and they turned it over 8 times. So that part is checked, and the Dreamers overcame that 10-1 free throw attempt difference in the first quarter. So maybe this is the Dreamers carrying some of that Game 5 momentum here into Game 6, and the mental focus has been admirable.
Despite that, no one has really quite been firing off on all cylinders besides Ling Junji, the only player to score double digits. He's coming off the bench with 11 points. Ben Bentel was working on it, 8 points, but again, we had yet to see him play after the offensive foul for the new Taipei Kings. We got 3 players with 8 points. That is Joseph Lin, Washburn, as well as Jalen Harris for the Formosa Dreamers. Jang Yu-an, he's our usual starter, but he scored 0 points. So Doug Creighton utilizing the 2 guard rotations, playing smaller with Ling Junji and Jang Yu-an on the court. And so far so good as they continue to lead the game 44-39. So we'll be right back with another break and our final break before the start of the second half.
Just watch me now. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No, you can't stop me now. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No, stop me now. No. Just watch me now. Take the ground. Just watch me now. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No, you can't stop me now. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No, stop me now. No. Just watch me now. Take the ground.
Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting to you Game 6 of the finals between the Formosa Dreamers and the new Taipei Kings. If the Dreamers win tonight, well, they'll force it into a Game 7 series in which they have never experienced before in the finals. Again, we talked about a shortened final series back in 2021 against the Taipei Fubon Braves. So let's see if they can do that tonight or for the series.
Yeah, but it's a very difficult task against the new Taipei Kings, trying to go for a 3rd straight championship, 2 in the TPBL. They won both of the games that came down to the last possession so far in this series. They're going to have to bring that championship mental strength, and the Dreamers, as we keep on mentioning, have to overcome having not had a victory here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium in their team history, and it comes to the playoffs, and now here on the biggest stage in the finals.
After all, the new Taipei Kings, they overall at home in the playoffs. In their 5 years of existing in Taiwan Pro Ball, they are 17-3, 17 wins and 3 losses only. That is an 85 winning percentage here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium. So we get started. New Taipei Kings will have the possession, and they will start Su Sixuan. Or this is actually their starting 5 tonight. Under the baseline, dishes it outwards to Su Sixuan. No dice though. Randall Walko will get the rebound.
Yeah, that's the adjustment we were talking about. Su Sixuan previously going inside, getting a foul on Lu Guanliang. But this time outside, open 3 just doesn't knock it down. Meanwhile, we talked about how he didn't have foul trouble at all in the first half. Well, just like that, he picked up his 3rd in the first 40 seconds here in the second half. Keep an eye out on that. If the Dreamers keep trying to attack with a 1-4 pick and roll or something of that nature.
And for the Formosa Dreamers, they are also starting off the 3rd quarter with their starting 5. That's off mark for Trey Tompkins. So in the first half, Tompkins laid down 6 points. He was 1 for 4 out in the perimeter. The first Dreamers player to score in tonight's game. There's a step back fade away. Okay, Jalen Harris.
His first made 3 of the night. If he gets hot, the Dreamers have a big problem on their hands.
Ooh, Jet forces in the 2-piece and 1. Staying strong. At a young 37 years old, he'll be at the line after a pushing foul was made there, as we see the highlight for Zhang Zhongxian.
Yeah, Harris is a good defender, but that doesn't mean you can not go to him at all on the offensive end for the Dreamers. Jet, having proved he's a tough shot maker, sometimes taking them ill-advised, but that's the roll of the dice in the on the basketball floor sometimes.
We talked about the most finals appearances. That record is given to Joseph Lin, but Jet, I would say he holds the current title here on the court with the most championship rings or titles. And digging deep, Jason Washburn gets a 2-piece, but no foul call made by the slot official.
Great body control by Washburn, despite Tompkins crashing down hard, not getting to stop the New Taipei Kings are keeping it close.
That score now, 47-44. Zhang Zhongxian with a pocket pass over to Randall Walko. Song slip there, putting the Kings in the spins. Ooh, but a tap-in will go down for Trey Tompkins.
And Randall Walko not usually getting a chance on the baseline, but draws the defense and they collapse.
Uncontested, but off mark for Su Sixuan. There's a tussle between Dreamers and Jason Washburn, but Dreamers will get the possession. Walko fighting to find Brandon Gilbeck. A lot of contact made between Brandon Gilbeck and Su Sixuan, and luckily for the New Taipei Kings, Jason Washburn was right there. Right place, right time to pull Su Sixuan back from any more heated discussions or physicality between him and Gilbeck, as they call a double foul.
No, that's unsportsmanlike against Gilbeck for throwing the basketball against Su Sixuan, who maybe rightfully so by Gilbeck flails into him, but the two-handed overhead pass, too obvious of an intent there by Gilbeck. You can just drop it on the opponent. He's already standing out of bounds. Because it would be different if Gilbeck was flying out of bounds, but it appeared that Gilbeck was relatively under control as he was heading toward the baseline. So I think understandably the refs want to elevate the foul. I have to double check my own rulebook knowledge if it should be a technical or an unsportsmanlike though. Maybe it's a difference of leagues.
In the meantime, Su Shun will be at the line, so a very heated Brandon Gilbeck will go back to the bench as Ben Bentil will return into the game. Hopefully some time away has also cooled down Bentil.
Not only did the Dreamers not come down with the offensive rebound, turn it over, allow 2 free throws and possession, mark this down as a possible turning point in this ball game.
So the Kings will have free throws and the possession. That's a huge advantage for them right now. Again, they were still behind in this game, only by 1 possession though. And a lackadaisical pass there as Trey Tompkins will bring it back over to the Dreamers. Here we have the Dreamers running their horn offense, and here's Jang Yu-an over to Bentil. Dishes it outwards to Jang Yu-an, shakes in the 3-piece, lets it fly.
Now you mentioned how Xiao-an was over in the first half. Well, how about him knocking down a shot after Tompkins gets a stop after the unsportsmanlike Dreamers are doing a great job in this game, staying focused, moving on to the next play.
Absolutely, as Jang Yu-an finally getting points in the 3rd quarter. A high pass downhill over to Trey Tompkins. A lot of touches made there, but no call made by the referee, as we saw Doug Creighton leaping upwards. Harris, the only Kings player at the paint, was outnumbered there by Formosa Dreamers, and the whistle comes for the foul call on Kings end.
Small detail in this game, here in the 3rd quarter, Randall Walco's been doing a great job securing the defensive rebounds for the Dreamers as they're in control now, up by 8 with 8 left to play in the 3rd.
8 minutes, 11 seconds remain in the 3rd quarter. And this might be the biggest lead that we have seen as of yet in this game. Again, we're talking about a very low scoring game starting in the 1st quarter, 19 all, to what we're seeing now. Su Shun trying to find an open teammate, and Captain Liu could not convert that possession into points. Off of screen, dishes it outwards, back out to the perimeter. Bentil finding Zhang Zhongxian. There's a crossover, and free throws are coming for Zhang Zhongxian.
Yeah, Jet trying one of Jalen Harris's move with a behind-the-back crossover when approaching the elbow, and Harris trying to keep up. Reaches back into the play and gets the foul. That's his 3rd personal, 2nd of the quarter. So a good job by Jet to attack the Kings' best offensive player. And I think Harris rightfully deserving some rest short of halfway through the 3rd.
Unfortunately, I think they were trying to keep it on though as long as possible. Despite him, yes, having a breath could be advantageous, but we look at Austin Day returning back to the court. He's got 4, he scored 6 points in the first half, but he committed 4 turnovers, and he's also in foul trouble. He's got 4 fouls in this game.
Yeah, but Venti Hongzhisan can go to his veteran imports or veteran local players and trust them to play defense cleanly, not pick up another foul or 2, at least for a stretch. The new Taipei Kings, lots of playoff game, lots of championship game experience. They need to hold it together, get through this turbulent time in the 3rd quarter.
Doug Creighton rolling Aji back into the game. Downhill over to AD. That was too strong, but he'll be sent to the free throw line.
Good adjustment by the new Taipei Kings to have AD roll instead of pop, and there you see a little help by Washburn as well. Previously, Day popped out to the 3-point arc this time going to the basket and catching the Dreamers, only having a wing underneath the last line of defense.
Austin Day at the free throw line. Very consistent free throw shooter. His free throws was what really got their game win against the Formosa Dreamers in game 1 of the series.
And the Kings look dead to rights with Shaoan. 2 shots at the line, missed them both, and making a mistake with a shooting foul. Day was cold in that game, but you give him a cookie. I guess not just a cookie, the whole shebang, the whole birthday cake.
And the whistle comes. Back over. That's a turnover on Aji.
Flip ball, and the Dreamers have made a number of careless mistakes themselves. You see Aji trying to long hesitation move, but he was floating like Sun Wukong.
I think that's a reference that a lot of viewers may not understand. Handoff to AD.
Kings been running a lot of their 2 bigs at the high post to start the offense.
Yenting trying to force the 2-piece. And foul call is made. So he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, we credit Li Yenting for playing good defense on Achi in the first half. Well, in the second half, how about look to get his shot? Li Yenting, despite his young age, is a very experienced player, has been through a very good program at Sunzi University, and one of the standouts to play overseas, and earned himself a lot of attention from his secondary contract. And he chose the new Taipei Kings. What a great addition. As the storyline coming into the season, the Kings without Jeremy Lin, without Kenny Manigault, and at least now at the finals, they're looking at going young between Yenting and Ryder for a lot of the regular season.
Yeah, Ryder Shung is one of the youngest draft picks this season in TPBL. He's only 20 years old. We only saw him play a couple minutes in the second quarter. 2 seconds remain, and Bentil forces it, but Brandon Gilbeck will get the double hand slam. That's our first dunk that we've witnessed tonight.
I think you're right, but great patience by the Dreamers. I did not know what they were trying to do on offense, but it worked out in the end.
Me neither. That rolls out of bounds.
See, right now there's a big difference in atmosphere on the benches. The Dreamers are engaged. Meanwhile, very quiet on the new Taipei Kings side of the floor. Get another look. Bentil, what great time management. Threw it off the backboard, not even off the rim to get a reset.
And what a pass made by Joseph Lin to Austin Day there.
Multiple times now, Day is going to the basket, leaving Washburn up high. Usually it's flipped.
Bentil taking advantage of the mismatch in size, but unfortunately the referee catches him with a travel call.
A little too good to be true for Benjamin Bentil there.
So we have ourselves a TV timeout at the 5-minute, 48-second line or mark, as Austin Day trying to get the fans here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium riled up. So we have ourselves a quick little break. We'll be right back with more TPBL finals.
Shot! 我们一起看向上方大幕，恭喜我们这一次 Kings Lottery 中奖的球迷10938，10938，恭喜你得奖！请记得呢，在今天比赛结束之前，到我们的球迷服务处领取你的奖品，恭喜你！这场的球迷可以跟着节奏一起敲打 ！In the air, in the air, put your hands up, in the air. Hands up, hands up.
暂停时间终了，请双方球员围绕球场。
You're watching the TPBL finals presented by AXN Sports. Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen presenting tonight's match. So we saw the biggest lead by the Formosa Dreamers of 10 points earlier. All the new Taipei Kings, well, they're trying to just catch any sort of momentum as Jalen Harris is still on the bench, getting a couple of minutes of rest still.
Again, Ben Bentil, great read of the pass as the on-ball defender getting another steal. I was going to say the Kings only one turnover so far in the third quarter. Well, just like that, turn it over after the timeout.
Xiaoma left wide open but couldn't convert. Charging foul. Offensive foul is called.
Yeah, it was Liu Zhenlu trying to free up Austin Day, but in transition, two big bodies are not necessarily the best screeners. A lot of moving parts. Let's take another look. Day handling Liu Zhenlu. Man, that is pretty close, but Ben Bentil went flying. One thing that is a good read, if the defensive player hits the offensive player between the shoulders, between the legs, that is how you know the screen was nicely established.
Aji right at the logo, guarded by Ling Yanting. We'll get one more pass off over to Wako. Ryder Sheng checks into the game, and Ryder Sheng has a tough time guarding Randall Wako. Not really a good matchup.
Well, to be fair, Randall Walko's been bulking up ever since his rookie season. Ryder probably needs to eat a few more Saji pies.
I was going to say Kahlua pork because he comes from Punahou, Hawaii, but yeah, you're right, fried chicken cutlet. As there's the steal off to the races. Ben Bentil waits for the trailers. Trying to direct traffic there.
Weird spacing.
Body contact. Back over to Kings. And you're right, Ryan. That was weird spacing. Did not adjust accordingly there. So let's see if the Kings, they do not make the shot there. Score now 60-51. Under 4 minutes remain in the third. Over to Brandon Gilbeck. Couldn't finish that possession with an alley-oop.
Yeah, it looks like it hit the rim instead of getting to Gilbeck's hands.
Yeah, usually that's Aji and Brandon Gilbeck's bread and butter, and as we see another hack made by Brandon Gilbeck. It's his second block tonight.
Man, I would call that a swat because the Dreamers have been in the passing lane of the new Taipei Kings. Like we keep mentioning, offense is hard to come by.
Ball out of bounds. Thank you very much. The MC says it's over to the Kings as we have a slew of subs coming in on both sides. Su Shen, Jalen Harris, and Lee Kai-yen coming in for the Kings. Formosa Dreamers, Tompkins, Jet, and Zhang Yuan.
So far been a 3-minute stretch where neither team has scored, so I think the defensive effort for both teams, good. The offensive execution, very poor.
In due time, but the Kings are the team that have the most work to do. No look pass over to Su Shen. Back out to Jalen Harris coming off the bench. Nothing to show for. He's still got 11 points on the board.
And Brandon Gilbeck just demonstrating why his defense is actually getting better. Not just the shot blocking, but jumping the pass and then jumping out to contest at the right time with Harris on the release.
Su Shen guarding Tompkins there. 2 seconds remain. And just had 2 more seconds left to guard Tompkins, but instead he gets his 4th foul call tonight. As you take a look here,
That's what the power of that counter spin does. Initially, Tompkins and Sushi were attached, and so in that case, both cylinders attached. Very hard to shoot the shot, but when you counter spin, offensive player creates space, defensive player goes into space, and if you are unlucky, like Sushi was, picking up his 4th foul and putting Tompkins at the line, which I keep saying, this 3rd quarter has been a scoring drought for both teams. The free throws are a gift.
In the finals, Trey Tompkins is averaging under 13 points, 8 rebounds, and 1.6 assists. As the new Taipei Kings are once again down by 10 points. And there's the bucket.
Yeah, credit to Sushi following the play, being a threat offensively by picking up the offensive rebound with Gilbeck committing on defense. So previously the Kings' lowest quarter score in this finals was 12 in game 1.
Digging deep, Trey Tompkins gets the and one. Count it, minute and a half to go, and that is the foul on number 20, Ryder Shung. That's his 2nd foul tonight.
Getting a look with Kyle beating his man, Gilbeck coming over to help, and nobody bumps down on the rebounder. Meanwhile, the Dreamers starting to find some dribble penetration opportunities, and that'll leave Tompkins or Gilbeck or whoever is close to the basket opportunities for those little lay-ins.
Tompkins now leading and scoring 14 points as we have ourselves a called timeout made by Hong Zisan of the Kings. See if we can listen in on what the coaches have to say. Talking about beating the odds between these two teams, the new Taipei Kings beating the odds by advancing to the finals despite being in the lowest positioning they've ever been on the 5th, whereas for the Formosa or for the Dreamers, we take a look at on this day in pro ball history as we have a whistle come for a pushing foul on Zhang Yuan. On this day in pro ball history, actually the Dreamers had played against teams in the playoffs last year against the Kaohsiung Aquas, and back in 2022 against the Taipei Fubon Braves. They proceeded to lose in both games. So talking about beating the odds, let's see if they can beat past history and take tonight's win over the Kings. 6 seconds remain. Austin Day could not get a foul call.
Yeah, there was Jet charging through, might have affected the play. He was forcing it up, thinking there was contact, try to go to the line.
10 seconds remain on the shot clock. And again, another dribble drive made there. Good hustle there as 41, Zhang Yuan will pick up the two-piece.
Yeah, all the Dreamers crashing. It was first Randall Walker who ended up on the floor. Keep on creating separation.
Ooh, and Lee Kai-yen will drain some points in. And actually, that's his first bucket tonight, too.
Previously, 0 for 6, and it reflects in his plus-minus out there.
And the Kings are still behind, though, by 10 points. Wako with a downhill drive, trying to beat the clock there. 6 seconds will remain on the shot clock. Here's the coast-to-coast finish for Jalen Harris. But that shot does not count, but he'll be at the free throw line. Benjamin Bentil will get his 4th personal foul.
Yeah, the new Taipei Kings started just compacting their defense, making it tough for the drive. And then meanwhile on the other side, Harris is a speed mismatch for Bentil, so down court. Free throws coming up, but the Dreamers, they've been, I will say it, pretty poor in these only less than a 5-second situation when they have a full court. They never get off in this series a decent look. Always end up with a further shot than necessary. Let's see if they can run something with 5 seconds left.
Jalen Harris logging in 5 points in the 3rd quarter as Washburn will return to the game. 5 seconds remain. Over to Bentil, 2 seconds between the Kings! And a Hail Mary falls for the Formosa Dreamers. Trying to put the new Taipei Kings to bed there.
There you go, get the ball up court. And Bentil working a little bit of magic with the outreach arms of Austin Day. Not enough to affect him. He found a little opening as the referees will check the monitor first. But as it stands right now, that 3 gives the Dreamers an 11-point lead going into the 4th quarter.
And there we have the official announcement made by the crew chief tonight.
Now what happened in a lot of other last-second desperation heaves is the Dreamers would pass the basketball to the closest person to the pass. And 80 feet is very tough, but how about from 23 feet as the Dreamers fans in the building also arguing maybe there should have been a foul call. Well, that is water under the bridge. Now what's mattered is if by some miracle for the Kings, if the lights came on before the shot was released. From when we watched it live, it appeared like it was field goal good. Yeah, it's on the release with at least 0.2 on the clock, so this 3 should count. And I think they're checking if it's a 2 or a 3 as well.
And they do count that as a 3-point shot as we have the score 69-58. The Dreamers outscoring the Kings in the 2nd and 3rd quarter. So as I mentioned before, Kings have quite a bit of work to do considering how they've been performing overall in Game 6. We'll be right back.
Queens 来到我们的场中央，欢迎我们的 Queens。All right, DJ song ready? Drop the Queens.现场球迷最大的掌声加尖叫，献给我们的新北国王啦啦队 New Taipei Queens， 感谢我们的女王们。New Taipei Kings。捕捉到射出的球衣。
About to start off the fourth quarter here at Xinzhuang Gymnasium. This is the game 6 of the finals. The Formosa Dreamers, they still hold on to the lead.
One good thing that they're doing is the Kings only shooting 37%, excuse me, on the game. And from this series, in the first 5 games, the team that is held below 40% has lost all 4 games. And that's where we stand right now with Xiaoan getting the first possession lane, increasing the lead.
From the parking lot, Jalen Harris rattles in the 3 from up top. And they really need that in the third quarter. They were 2 for 6 overall in this game. They've only been hitting 26% of those shots from out in the perimeter as Randall Wacko will drive downhill and will give the Dreamers some free throws.
Yeah, taking on Harris again. He had his step. Harris is so athletic, so when he gets up in the air, he wants to go for that big block shot. Well, sometimes you pay for it with a foul. You see Walco getting into Harris, who was the help defender on this play. Maybe not as aggressive as it appeared. Crucially, Harris now has 4 personal fouls. Sushi has 4, and Day has 4.
Wacko right now, 9 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist tonight so far. Now 10.
Man, and Walco got all 3 rebounds in the third quarter, which the Dreamers are just trying to get their momentum going, and with Walco securing those boards, you kind of feel more sure-handed on if you're in white tonight.
Step back 3 is not good for Harris.
Yeah, Harris was moving left because in game 1, Xiaoan picked him when he had his back turned to the basket on the right side. Too late of a move, no pass. Here we go.
Bento's got 5 seconds left on the shot clock. We'll dish it outwards to Zhang Zongxie. There's a crossover. We'll turn back over to Kings.
Yeah, good job by Austin Day to be shadowing the entire play.
Risky there. That nearly became a turnover for the Kings, and fighting hard. Lee Kai-yen draws a foul off of Randall Wacko. That will be his 2nd foul tonight.
Yeah, nice timing play by Kyle. First let Randall Wacko get back into play, then leap forward. But we'll have to see it from a different angle. See the contact. Certainly Lee Kai-yen was thrown off balance, and it's very hard to convince the official that an offensive player being thrown off balance is by his own volition. Maybe they were referring to some other league where other shenanigans happen.
So you see Eric Holman sitting at the bench. You see him in a pretty big arm sling. So the Formosa Dreamers are short of a man. But listen, they might pull it off by winning 2 games in a row against the New Taipei Kings. The Kings were forced to play a Game 7 series against the Kaohsiung Aquas last year. That was a late call made there. An offensive foul called on Ben Bentil. That will be his 5th one. Subs coming in. That's a relief for the Kings end.
You know, look, Bentil going through Austin Day. Is there some embellishment? That's possible. But it looks absolutely that the offensive player is initiating that contact.
Plenty of time for the Kings As they leave Lee Kai-yen wide open. That was off target, back over to Dreamers, loose ball.
Man, all kinds of guys going down on every play as the Yen team called for the foul, but took a shot to the face. You know, look at Jiang Yuan. He already had a layup earlier, as you see kind of the follow through from after getting stripped from the side. Might be unfortunate, but understandable if the refs don't see the necessity to upgrade that contact afterwards. So it's possible to go to the monitor just to make sure they cross all their T's and dot all their I's.
So the referees will take a look at the IRS for the third time tonight to see if there needs to be an upgrade. So what they are taking a look at is the follow-up after the foul call was made.
Okay, there's a little bit more than I thought because Xiaoan's starting to lose control as he also makes some contact with Harris as well. Because even if they don't call it unsportsmanlike, the referees can give Wayne a warning for embellishment and flopping, which ultimately could result in a technical foul. So there is something on the play.
We'll hear in on the official statement. Call remains.
So apologies still given by Wayne to Ernest there on the play, though Venti's probably not all that pleased with the result. The team trying to find some momentum, as you mentioned, being held to less than, held 20 or less in the first 3 quarters. The Kings very unlike themselves playing here at home.
They're down by 9 points, or 11 points, correction. On the floor, Jiang Yuan tries to find Brandon Gilbeck. They call it jump ball.
It's rare that Gilbeck is doubled and then triple teamed in the middle of the painted area, but the Kings get the stop after committing the foul.
Score now 73-62. Dreamers have been hanging on to this lead since the second quarter, potentially forcing themselves into a Game 7 series. They call a holding foul on Wayne Jiang Yuan. That's his third one.
Yeah, the new Taipei Kings going to something that Ryan Marchand made very in vogue here in Taiwan, the guard-to-guard screening. Harris just trying to set up while Wayne is trying to jam him, jamming or squeezing as Coach Corner from the Ghost Hawks has called it, but officials determining too much squeezing, too much love out there.
Wow. 9 seconds remain on the shot clock. For the fadeaway, hitting nothing but net for Jalen Harris.
Yeah, not much that Jet can do there. He was so attached to Harris, but when Harris gets that shot off, his release is so soft, so accurate.
He leads both teams in scoring. He's got 18 points on the scoreboard. Tough break there for Zhang Zhongxian. As Joseph Lin thought about it for a millisecond, but that was too much thinking as he misses the 3.
Yeah, but I think the worrying meter went up for the Dreamers, leaving Joe open from the right wing. That's asking for trouble, as the new Taipei Kings have been getting several stops in a row now.
Ryder Chung catch and shoot from the wing. What a winner, chicken dinner. That's a shot of Red Bull that the new Taipei Kings have been needing all night long, as we finally see fans on their feet now cheering for their team. The score currently 73-67. It is still a ball game here. We head into our first time out in the fourth quarter. Stay tuned for more TPBL Finals.
被拍到的球迷朋友们，沉静，我们一起用力的敲打，看看镜头，也许就在我们的大荧幕上面。Let's go Kings, still our crown。现在 show your crown, let's go。
比赛还没结束，给我们新北国王来一个最大的。
Ryder Shang, the youngest player for the new Taipei Kings, but does not show his youth, or I mean, unbothered by the pressure of playoffs. He is hitting 55% of those threes in the playoffs overall.
And this is why coaches always say the answer is better defense. The Dreamers stopped on 5 consecutive possessions. This is only a 6-0 run.
But Brandon Gilbeck, coming out after the timeout, will be swinging off of the rim.
Yeah, beautiful two-man game with Tompkins. What Coach Doug Creighton noticed is that they put Harris on Tompkins, so with the necessity of Washburn coming over to help, that leaves Brandon Gilbeck free for that alley-oop. Not an easy finish, but Gilbeck can do it, and Tompkins another good find. A good momentum stopper.
That's 11 points for the naturalized player. Unfortunately, he won't really have a long season, as he is part of the Chinese Taipei national team playing out in the FIBA Asia World Qualifiers. Brandon Gilbeck knocking over Joseph Lin there. Pushing fouls called.
Curious enough, it's a baseline out of bounds.
Yeah.
Well, despite his injury, Holman still staying very engaged. You once said seated at the bench. Well, from what I see, he's standing the whole time.
Ryder Shang and one and done. And again, that's that huge boost of energy that the Kings have been needing.
Yeah, with Jalen Harris playing power forward, that means Tompkins likely is guarding a guard, and so fighting on the screen, and Ryder cutting to the basket. A nice set play, baseline out of bounds by the new Taipei Kings. They're trying to cut into this lead.
And Joseph Lin has yet to score double digits. He's got 8 points on the board, but he has 5 assists tonight. And that was a huge one earlier for Riders and one. As they're now only behind 6 points. Handed the cookie jar. Swinging overward to ice in his veins. Randall Walko for 3, shushing the Xinjiang crowd.
Man, Randall Walko missed a few opportunities back in Taichung to open up the series, but taking advantage in a big one there.
Jalen Harris trying to follow up with his 3, but that was off target. Just when the Kings catch a whiff of momentum, well, the Dreamers, well, they come back there. See, leave Randall Walker wide open as Tompkins falling a little too short for the mid-range two. Over to Ryder Shung, finding Jason Washburn. Patient with it, up against Brandon Gilbeck. Hook, line, and sinker. Still a life in them after all, 6 minutes on the clock. And it looks like off camera, Ben Bentil will be returning back to gameplay. Shama losing the ball out of bounds. Now the initial call is on, or is Dreamer's ball, but it looks like Hong Se-san wants to call a challenge. But
the referees, after a quick discussion, are going to flip it and say, New Taipei Kings ball. Getting a look at this matchup is something the Dreamers have been going after. And see, there's contact, but after Riven already lost control of the basketball. So Joseph Lin able to stand tall in the post, doing it on the defensive end after we've been singing his praises for opening the game, involved the Kings' first 7 points to get off to a quick start.
79-72. Let's see if they can catch a wave for Jason Washburn, but deflected shot made there by Ben Bentil, and that's a... The whistle comes as it's a foul on Brandon Gilbeck. That's his 5th one.
Yeah, the home crowd was thinking that Bentil might have picked up his 6th, but it looked like they got a lot of ball there. Good awareness by Gilbeck to put his hand up.
First one is good for Jason Washburn. He's a 76% free throw shooter. Scored the most points in on his playoff stats. In Game 5, scored 24 points and 6 rebounds. Missed the second free throw.
Deep positioning initially by Bentil.
Pushing off from Jalen Harris. Ben Bentil knocks it down.
Yeah, Bentil leads this series with free throw attempts, but I feel like sometimes he could play even stronger.
That's an offensive foul called on Joseph Lin. Turning it back over to Dreamers.
And it's so rare that Joe, but I guess it shouldn't be that rare. Joseph Lin is a monster in the weight room, but let's see what the situation is. Jason Washburn a little bit late there with the ball screen, and I have to agree with the call.
Oh, he's fired up now. So a correction there. I initially said it was on Joseph Lin. That will be Washburn's 2nd foul. Outwards to Ling Junji. Hasn't had that many touches. He scored 11 points in the first half and nothing yet in the second. Now, before the stealing off to the races, they call a shot clock violation on the Dreamers' end.
Yeah, talk about a break for the Dreamers or a break for the Kings there. Gilbeck not with the wherewithal to realize an air ball does not equal a pass in continuation. But the fans really close to the basketball were all over it, trying to urge the referees to allow a play on. No, I think they got it right by tapping their shoulders, a shot clock violation. Meanwhile, Tompkins in for Gilbeck. Might see a lot more quick substitutions down the stretch for the Dreamers.
Dreamers, they are on the road in the playoffs. They are 8-8. 4.5 minutes remain. Let's see if they can improve on their away winning percentage. Harris, no luck out from the perimeter in the 4th quarter.
This is why team basketball is so important. The bigs so occupied with Jason Washburn on the rebound, but Aji flying in for the board, get the stop.
Wako with a risky high pass over to Tompkins, now guarded by Ryder Shung. And immediately a foul call is made by the crew chief on Ryder Shung, a pushing foul for Shung. That's his third one, will lead to free throws.
Definitely tough for the new Taipei Kings. Ryder, I will give him this. He was playing hard defensively, and maybe some contact that it's a little bit hard to believe Tompkins would be thrown so off balance on that field goal attempt. So perhaps the whistle justified as free throws coming up, while Venti trying to drop some play. As you mentioned before, the new Taipei Kings trying to develop some momentum here in the fourth. Never too late to come back in the ball game.
Yeah, unfortunately for the new Taipei Kings, their largest scoring run from the first half was only 5 points. Not that much either, or correction, that's 7 points for the new Taipei Kings. Tompkins' free throws will still get the Kings down by 10 points. Austin Day returning back to gameplay. Foul call.
Foul. And that'll send the new Taipei Kings to the line. Understandable that the Dreamers want to keep up the defensive intensity, but grabbing and holding before a play even starts is not the way to go.
Free throws are automatic on both sides as Harris is at the line once again.
Not been easy for Harris despite getting the last game off. 5 of 16 from the field. When it goes in, it sure is a pretty one, but the Dreamers have been playing him tough.
Swinging over to Bentil. Ryder still keeping a tight eye on Wako, but Tompkins there will send it through.
Yeah, again, taking advantage of the fact that Day is help defense, not a good block out by the Kings.
Harris now with 20 points tonight. He draws a foul off of Bentil, and that will be it for Bentil. As he has officially graduated from the game, but it seems like he's still got some words to say, final words to say before walking off. Jeering on the new Taipei Kings fans.
So many times in the first half, when he was supposed to be on the bench, he had actually some communications with the officials. No avail now. It's up to his import teammates and the guys out on the floor. Still the Dreamers with a 10-point lead. And the new Taipei Kings, buckets are hard to come by. They themselves have not had a field goal in 3 minutes. That was Jason Washburn with a hook shot. A little late with the music, huh?
A little bit. Score now 85-77. There's a high screen there for Aji. He's got the last touch, 5 seconds remain. He's nearly at the logo, driving downhill, right in the middle though, with nothing to show for it. Su Shen corralling another rebound. So despite 3 Kings players in foul trouble, Dreamers has the first were the first team to have a player foul out. Over to Wako. No entry allowed, 4 seconds left. Trying to beat the clock. That goes around and out. Tough break for Tompkins. Harris just getting a handle off of Jolin's pass. Going downhill. Count it, baby! Jalen Harris will be at the line.
Kings spread out, give Harris all the space he wanted from the left ring. And Randall Walko, as good of a defender as he is, makes a little bit of contact. Now the contention is for Walko, whether that affected the shot or whether that should be a continuation, but the official was right on it from the lead position. As you say, not too late.
Still some time left. Miracles have happened on this court before. Jalen Harris rounds it up to 25 points. Again, he leads in the playoffs in terms of scoring per game, 24 points per game to be exact. And now we're really hearing the crowd as Xinjiang now in support of the Kings, and as a misfire pass from Tompkins and from the parking lot, Harris's three does not fall. Fighting for the rebound, Zhang Zhongxian gets the last word.
And time is running down for the Kings. They need to show some urgency defensively.
Ooh, hand in the cookie jar and off to the races. Joseph Lin dials in, gets the answer off of the bank. And there is a call timeout made by Doug Creighton. You have to make that timeout, as just like that, the new Taipei Kings are only down by 3 points.
So this is previously the Harris and one, but on the other side, Achi crowded in a space. Joe picks his pocket from behind. No communication by the offense. Sometimes that's just important, especially when Achi is the furthest person from the goal for the Dreamers.
This is the loudest that we're hearing the new Taipei Kings fans. With 1 minute, 17 seconds remaining in this game. Well, can we see a major comeback? Kind of probably a comeback and a clincher. That might be a first, but thinking about it now, the new Taipei Kings, they did force an OT game against the Taoren Puren Pilots 2 seasons back.
That was another series where scoring was absolutely at a premium. Both teams so familiar with each other, so intent on stopping each other. Offenses seems like it was worth its weight in gold. And here in the fourth quarter, the new Taipei Kings, time after time, convert stops into scores. And you get a feeling that the Dreamers, their good composure from the first 3 quarters has kind of run out here in the fourth. The lack of communication, the lack of confidence and pace to run down floor. They feel like they're on defense the entire quarter.
It's a little bit too reminiscent of the Formosa Dreamers against the Kaohsiung Aquas in their Group B series matchup last year in the playoffs. Just oftentimes really dropping it either as early as the third quarter or as later on as 5 minutes remaining in the fourth.
For the Dreamers too, they got to protect the basketball. 7 turnovers to new Taipei Kings 1. It's supposed to be flipped around for the Dreamers to get the victory.
That's absolutely unacceptable, particularly in the finals where your back is against the wall.
But the Kings can't stop now. They gotta defend here.
Tompkins fighting hard over Su Sishen, and success there, as Hong Su-san now will call for the timeout.
Again, great coaching by Doug, as the new Taipei Kings not willing to double off of their man, leaving Tompkins a one-on-one against Su Sishen, who's as much credit as we've given him for fighting hard, that's still a mismatch, only 8 feet from the basket as we listen in. So, in another run down the stretch, Randall Walko is providing the scoring punch for the Formosa Dreamers. Had a little bit of a run to make things close last time we were down here. And facing elimination again, Randall Walko, his 6th year with the club, trying to help at least continue their season for another couple of nights with a Game 7 2 up.
Absolutely. If a Game 7 is needed, that will be another quick turnaround, as it'll be Saturday with 5 o'clock tip-off back at Intercontinental Mini Dome. Austin Day with only 10 points in this game. He couldn't get the 3, but Jalen Harris will force the 3 in, getting everyone on their feet here at Xinjiang. 42 seconds. The score is 87-85. Possession goes to Dreamers.
They don't have to foul here, but they have to get a stop.
Free throws are automatic on both sides now. 9 seconds remain on the shot clock. Jungir An with a pocket pass over to Tompkins. 4-3! Trying to send New Taipei Kings to bed. Signaling nighty-night to the hometown fans here. We got ourselves another timeout.
Man, just when we began the series, we were keep on looking at the Dreamers alternating Tompkins and Gilbeck, but here in the last couple of games, Tompkins provided a scoring punch in a variety of ways. Previously, the Kings were stymied by the Dreamers switching a lot on defense. Gilbeck with a great defensive play to deny that initial pass, but just better shot making by Harris from the logo with a great contest by Walko, and sometimes you just can't contain that man forever. Meanwhile, on the other side, from all of this fourth quarter, Harris has had to play power forward, and it's a mismatch for the Dreamers on that end.
24.1 seconds remain in Game 6. Can the Formosa Dreamers survive another day? Or can the New Taipei Kings pull off a miracle here at home?
Right now it's a 4-point game for the New Taipei Kings. I would play it like they need 2 3-pointers, because you're assuming that after you make a 3, you foul. If you can't get the steal, that'll be 2 more free throws. So playing that math game forward. Look, if you're the New Taipei Kings, or if you're the Dreamers, excuse me, contest the shot and then inbound the ball cleanly.
Possession with the Kings over to Austin Day. For a 3, yes! At 4.8 seconds on the shot clock. Austin Day all day drains it. It's the biggest 3-point shot that he's made all playoffs long. Now getting the score 89-88.
That's a great read by both players. Previously, Harris was trying to get screened for by Day, but nothing opened up because they were switching. While here, the Dreamers make the mistake of sending 2 against Harris, who just made the 3, but they end up leaving Austin Day with an off-balance 3. Get another look. He fakes the handoff, and Jet and Tompkins not on the same page about switch or stay. typically, if Tompkins is not going to blitz and attack the basketball, they should stay in place as a kind of a two-man zone up of the play instead of Austin Day. I don't know if I've ever seen a three-point jumper like that from him.
Definitely not. Mind you, in the finals, we talked about it, he's been quite inconsistent. He's only been a 21% three-point shooter. But man, that was one heck of a shot pulled off by Austin Day.
Now with the prevalence of the three, the problem for the offensive team that's ahead is if you get fouled right away, you make 2 free throws, you end up leaving a lot of time and a chance for the opponent to make another 3 to tie this game up. And the pressure's on the offense now because they're up by just 1 point. If they're up by 2 points, at least one made free throw guarantees a three-pointer, only ties it up. So if the Dreamers, I almost feel like they want to burn the clock. Try to throw the basketball to a teammate far away from the defense and keep on playing hot potato. Let the time run down, because if they take their free throws with, say, 2 seconds left on the clock, well, the new Taipei Kings are only left with a catch and shoot. So this is a kind of play that probably young basketball coaches aren't thinking about. Right now, the Dreamers are setting up in the front court, so that's going to limit how much space they have to operate. But the good thing is, much further away from the basket.
Shot clock at 14. Regulation 15. Possession with Dreamers. That's a foul call on Jalen Harris.
Notice 4 seconds came off the clock, and so lots of time for the new Taipei Kings to drop a play. Now, before that, the key is how many free throws are made? 2, 1, or none.
Hong Zhu-san putting in Ryder Shung. This is going to be a career. This would be a career moment for him if given the opportunity. As we get set for Tompkins' free throws, the baseline fans doing their best in distracting Tompkins, but he makes the first with no issues.
6 for 7 on the game. One more will put the Dreamers in a solid position.
And they're gonna, if Tompkins makes this next basket, the new Taipei Kings will have to make their a 3. As we have what looks to be a short timeout. No, just a regular timeout. At 11.9 seconds.
Well, you notice the personnel that the Kings are getting ready. Joe, Ryder, and Yu Zhenwu. 3 really great shooters. The man on the far left building up on a almost 2-decade career. Joseph Lin has done it on the biggest stage, and the newest player, as you mentioned, Ryder Shum. That's not to mention the 2 guys who last made 3. So Venti has a lot of options on his hand, and with 11.9, they really need to think about getting up a shot whenever they get an opening. You don't want to just leave it to the buzzer beater, because that only leaves you with a tie. If you miss, you have a chance to get an offensive board and a kick out. Sometimes the best look of all of basketball. And for the Dreamers, personnel, interesting choice now, because with 11.9, you are assuming the same thing, that the Kings are going to take that first shot. So rebounding is still an important part. And that's why Brandon Gilpick is still in there, guarding Ryder in the far corner. Keep a great eye on where Austin Day is going to be throughout this play.
Ten seconds, counting down. Jalen Harris with the touch, contested shot, return back to sender, and Austin Day will find Joseph Lin from the parking lot. No go there, but trying to beat the clock. Ryder Shung just off mark. And with that said, the Formosa Dreamers live to see another day in the TPBL finals. With the final score at 91-88. And there you have it, folks. We have ourselves a 7-game series in this season's finals.
A great job by the Dreamers. pushed Austin Day away from the basket, having the catch going away, and therefore starting to play off in the wrong way.
As we take a look at the final stats here for Game 6, the Formosa Dreamers, they take tonight's win from the field, 45%. New Taipei Kings, well, we talked about it earlier in the game. They just couldn't get themselves a long enough or a good enough run to really show up for anything. They only managed to outscore the Formosa Dreamers in the final quarter. Too little, too late.
Yeah, and the Dreamers survived despite having way more turnovers than the New Taipei Kings, but they had the fight and mental wherewithal to bounce back and focus on the next play and the next sequence despite the number of setbacks that they had to endure. But both teams are going to go through it. It's about who stands up in the end.
What a game as the league talks to Zhang Zhongshen tonight. He scored 12 points in today's game, but we take a look at the upcoming game. Game 7 will be out in Intercontinental Mini Dome. It will be a 5 o'clock tip-off, not a 7 o'clock tip-off.
大家都知道，就是这场比赛就是有多重要。那我们
So
就是一
let's
场
see
一
who
场
will
来，然后
take
把
it
防守
all.
做好，不要再
Winner take
犯
all
之前的
on
错误
Saturday
量。
afternoon. As we take a listen to Zhang Zhongshen.
没错，是。基本上杰伦是一个很好的得分手，你很难限制他，就是完全不得分，你只能挑战他，就是每次出手让他每次出手就是可以耗点体力，然后就是比较难度比较高一点这样。没有什么特别的感受，就把它当最后一场比赛，因为也真的是最后一场比赛了嘛。然后就是明天休息，然后就是调整好，然后就是准备本赛季的最后一场比赛。谢谢。
So a brief translation for Zhang Zhongshen. He credits Jalen Harris. He is a tough shooter to guard against, as he did score 28 points in tonight's game. But the point is to not stop him completely, but to make it more of a challenge for Jalen Harris to make shots, force him to make tough shots, in which they certainly did in his final attempt just now.
Yeah, importantly for the Dreamers, they lost home court advantage in Game 1. Well, take it in their final game of the season, which gives them another final game of the season, back-to-back seasons with a winner-take-all Game 7 coming up.
Well, again, the Formosa Dreamers beating the odds. They won back-to-back. Now, for them, they just need to win one more. As we mentioned, the former head coach Kyle Julia says 1 game 3 times. So let's see if the Formosa Dreamers can pull it off versus the New Taipei Kings. Could they take it on the road?
Well, they did so in Game 1. It took maybe a bit of mistake making by the Dreamers, but I think they have adjustments that they can make on both ends of the floor that will still give them a good shot on the road for themselves. They need to take 2 on the road, just like they almost did throughout the series or throughout the playoff run.
Well said, Ryan. And there you have it, folks. The Formosa Dreamers, they're finally getting a win on the road against the New Taipei Kings. So that's it for Ryan Chen and Taylor Chen. It's been an absolute pleasure calling all of your TPBL games. We'll catch you on the next one. Take care, folks.
Take the crown. I can travel around. Just watch me now. Hey. You can't hold me down. Just watch me now. Take the ground. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me. You can't stop me. You can't stop me now. You can't stop me now. No. Stop me now. No. Just watch me now. Take the ground. Just watch me now.